Good morning, Maya back. Here's the plan. We got a hole in the house and it is enormous. Well, relatively speaking. I'll show you what I mean in a little while. Swimming pool. Apparently, they're planning to get the pebble dash down both for the main floor inside the sunken seating area and on the bench seat. That sounds like a bit of a challenge. We'll see how they get on. The roof frame over the front door, supposed to be done today. Loads of other stuff going on. Something new at the back of the house going from the patio. I'm sure there's a lot more. What could possibly go wrong? This is what I lost yesterday. The two electricians, well, mostly it was Ariel, the younger one, over here, dug out this huge trench, and now they're starting to prepare the conduit that'll carry the electrical cables, and there'll be another conduit for internet, and it comes out of the house and it comes across all the way around, and there'll be another post just here which will connect to the service suppliers. I'll show you in a second the hole. But right now they're running a guide wire through this conduit just to allow them later on to pull through whatever other cables they have to. And here Jesse's just connecting two ends of the two pieces of conduit, and I'll show you in a second the material, the liquid that he's using to connect the two. This is what Jesse was using to connect the two ends. Neltex PVC pipe cement. Apparently it has, apart from stickiness, it is a waterproofing agent. This is the end of the trench that's closest to the house. But look at this. Oh my word, how large is that hole? Is that okay? It's enormous. I don't know whether they intended it to be that big. I guess they did. If they've got three large conduits coming out, maybe that was intentional, but it looks massive. They better put the wire mesh over that when they fix it all. Here we go again on the frame for the canopy, which the builder said yesterday should be done today. We'll see. Well, here we've got O'Donnell and Loud Marvin removing the forms from those windowsills they put together yesterday. And then we've got Quiet Marvin. Looks like he's about to start working on these columns. And inside a minute ago we had Joe Jet and Elson and a couple of other guys. They're what they would term labourers, the guys that are not as skilled. Take care of a lot of the preparation materials, delivery around the site, and we've got a few of those guys. Some of them, I reckon, have walked up and down our stairs more than I ever will in my entire life when they were working on various things upstairs, particularly when they were working with concrete. Even though a lot of it went up in a winch, oh my goodness, they were up and down those stairs a lot. Here at the pool, it looks like the plan is to do the surface finish both on the floor, the base, and on the bench. It'll be another huge transformation if they do both of those. Well, even if they only did one, it would look totally different again, but let's see if they can get both done in one day. Well, this is new. Romwell's digging a trench. And it answers a question from several days ago where I wasn't sure exactly what the exit from the patio would be like, but this trench is in preparation for putting in one step. So there will be a step down, and then the idea was always that even from that step, the land will kind of slope away from the house to try and make sure we minimize the risk of any possible flooding. I said yesterday we'd check on these windowsills. What we don't want is completely level and flat. What we want is a slight slope from inside to out. And I'm not sure how clear that is. I think that'll be okay. The bubble's in the right place. That is not flat. And if I elevate this side a little bit, the bubble moves. So that's pretty much exactly what we want. We're heading towards lunchtime. And of course, being a building dummy, I forgot one of the basics. To put a surface finish, it helps to have a surface. And there was no concrete in the base. There is now. And we have our new safety feature. This is to try to make sure that nobody can slip over the edge of this very shallow area, under the bridge into the deep stuff. And it's got to be a narrow enough gap at the top so that some child or adult doesn't get their head stuck in between the top of that little new retaining wall and the bottom of the bridge. That looks just about perfect. Well, we've got the beginnings of our step. But once again, the dummy didn't think of something. If we're trying to get food or beverages from the house out to the pool, taking it down a step is not going to be the easiest thing to do. So I just said, can we have part of this, and we've come up with the idea it should be about 1.5 meters as a ramp, so we can wheel down a trolley or something similar. So we're just working on the angle and how big it should be right now. At the dirty kitchen, they're putting in more bracing and more tubular steel for I have no idea what. Maybe a small canopy of some sort. It doesn't need to be big at all, but maybe that's what they're going to put in place here. Well, this looks a bit different from 3 hours ago. It's all been backfilled all the way, and we've almost got our road back. We still have a thumping great hole in the wall. Well, one of the guys from roof team A just said the canopy is finished. I don't think it's quite finished. They've still got around the outside edge to put some more metalwork, but I guess what he means is that all of the key support parts are now in place and welded. But yeah, the far side still got to go around the outside edge with whatever you call those bits of metal, the edge metal. Back in the kitchen, one phase of this is done. We now have concrete in all of the bases. Take a dizzy pill all the way around, including over here, back's over there. We also have the plaster covering, I think, all of the concrete hollow block. Just a little bit more still to do with this unit at the base and there at the end. Coming along very nicely. And Oliver has therefore moved to the dirty kitchen, and we're starting to get the outline of all the cabinets in this room as well. Marvellous. Back in the spa, given that there has to be a little bit of a break now in the pool, as we don't have tiles, we're back on basically waterproofing and finishing off the inside of this tiny jacuzzi. So another layer going on, I think still again with the waterproofing compound, the Sahara. Well, it was only a couple of minutes ago, but they're already being a little bit destructive with this safety wall. I thought it was fine, but the engineer said it wasn't symmetrical. The line of the safety wall didn't match the line of the bottom of the bridge. There was a differing gap between the two. So he's asked them to make sure those two lines follow each other as closely as practical. The bell's just gone for the afternoon break. Have a very quick whiz around and see where we got to. Here at the pool, where this morning I said I thought the plan was to pour the pebble dash both on the floor and on the bench. Clearly I got that plan completely right. Or to put it another way, totally and utterly wrong. They have, however, poured the concrete in the base. They have also adjusted that little retaining wall, so it does now follow the line of the base of the bridge a lot better. We now have our step going up onto the patio, along with the area where they will build a ramp to wheel down trolleys laden with food and non-alcoholic beverages. In the dirty kitchen, we've got the concrete hollow block along the bottom of the cabinets. I hope I haven't forgotten, there's an oven just there. Canopy over the entrance. I think still a little bit more to do. Are they going to finish it today? They've only got 45 minutes of the workday left. We'll see. They have made a start in filling back in that thumping great hole. A lot more still to do though. The final bell has gone. It's 4 o'clock. It's a Saturday, so they finish earlier. And up here, yes, I wasn't sure this morning, but they are building a little kind of ledge just to prevent rain falling directly down onto that window, and that will be done above all of the windows all around the house. The pool crew, after they finish that flooring inside the sunken seating area, switched their attention to here, to plastering inside and outside. So on the inside they've got most of 2 of the 4 walls done, and on the outside 1 out of 2. At the risk of repetition, look at the floor in the dining room and here inside the kitchen. No mess. Well, 1 tiny bit of metal on the floor. And over here, they kind of store stuff away when they finish. Good practice. This is the middle bedroom at the back. Been some work going on here with windows. Must be some of the last ones that were done, or had to be done. Well, I've just had a quick walk around, and I think this big window and the big door, front door, just about the last 2 openings in the house that need a fair bit of finishing still doing to them. I think everywhere else that I've just looked at looks to me like it's done. The scaffolding kind of obscures things a little bit, but I still think they're not quite finished here. Along this side of the canopy, there is still, I think, work to be done. Certainly at the bottom of the frame and a little bit up in the top corners. So I think they'll be back on Monday. I'm sure to everyone's utter amazement, I was wrong. This window has a little bit more finishing to be done. Nothing new here since the 3 o'clock break, but it is coming together. I think it's going to look fabulous. I do have one small concern, and it is the white pebble dash. After all the umming and ahhing about it, the one concern I got is that, is it going to give too much of a glare in bright sunshine? When it's been cleaned, how will it look? Well, time will tell. Not changing it now. Mike Lemieux put a comment in, a question about the fascias, and were they dented and damaged in some way? Because I can tell you, if I look at this through this camera right now, it's perfect. But if I go and sit back on the balcony of the other house 50 meters away and look at it from over there, this looks a right old mess. It does look dented and very odd, trick of the light, but nothing we can do about that now. But no, it is. I've walked around and all of it is completely straight and not dented, not damaged. The end of the work week, 100% build delicious. So many things going on this week that have kind of transformed the way the whole place appears. It's been marvellous. Who knows whether we can have the same kind of transformation again next week. We'll see. See you Monday.